trainees and staff. It is indeed an honor to host you all on this special occasion, the 67th Annual Day celebration of IRISET.
Annual Day is not just a celebration. It is a reflection of our achievements, milestones, and the relentless pursuit of excellence that defines our institution. It is a day to acknowledge and appreciate the dedication of our team, the accomplishments of our trainees, and the legacy of the esteemed institute.
IRISET, a beacon of knowledge and skill development in the sphere of railway signaling and telecommunications, has consistently played a pivotal role in shaping the future of Indian Railways. Our dedicated faculty, with their wealth of knowledge, experience, and passion for teaching, have nurtured countless young minds, empowering them to become the backbone of our nation's railway network.
As we look ahead, we remain committed to our mission of providing world-class training and fostering a culture of innovation. We will continue to strive for excellence, adapting to the evolving technology, and ensuring that our trainees are equipped with the latest knowledge and skills.
Today, as we gather to celebrate, let us take a moment to appreciate the values and vision that drive us, the teamwork, the innovation, and the commitment to excellence. We will not only reflect on our achievements over the past year, but also look forward to the bright future that awaits us.
This evening is dedicated to celebrating every individual who has contributed to the success of this institute, from the faculty members and administrative staff who nurture and support to the trainees who strive to learn and excel. This is our day, and we are here to celebrate with you all. May this annual day be a memorable occasion filled with joy, pride, and a renewed commitment to the future of Indian Railways.
So, let us come together to mark this special occasion with enthusiasm, joy, gratitude, thought-provoking speeches, and moments that will inspire one and all.
On behalf of IRISET fraternity, a heartfelt gratitude extends to the dignitaries and the guests for gracing us with their presence on this momentous occasion. Once again, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. We look forward to an evening filled with celebration and shared accomplishments.
We will begin the event by inviting the dignitaries to the dais. It is a great honor to welcome Shri Arun Kumar Jain, General Manager, South Central Railway, who will preside over the function, to the dais. Shri C. Neelakantha Reddy, Senior Professor Training, may please escort him. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Radhakrishna Ganti, Professor Electrical Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, keynote speaker of today's evening, to the dais. Shri Saurabh Verma, Executive Director, Telecom Development, COE, may please escort him. I am glad to invite Srimati Vijayalakshmi Kaushik, Additional Member Signal Railway Board, and our guest of honor to the dais. Shri T. Ramesh Babu, Senior Professor Signal, may please escort Madam. I would like to invite Shri Samir Dikshit, Additional Member Telecom Railway Board, and our guest of honor to please come to the dais. Shri Sushil Namdeo, Senior Professor Telecom, may please escort him. I request Shri Sharat Kumar Srivastava, Director General IRISET, to please join the dignitaries on the dais. Shri Munikumar, Director S&T COE, may please escort him.
With great pleasure, we would like to honor our distinguished guests on the dais with a bunch of flowers. I request our Director General, Shri Sharath Kumar Srivatsava, to welcome Shri Arun Kumar Jain, General Manager, South Central Railway. Sir, please welcome Dr. Radha Krishna Ganti, Professor, Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. So please welcome Vijay Lakshmi Kaushik, Additional Member Signal, Railway Board. So please welcome Shri Sameer Dikshit, Additional Member Telecom, Railway Board. Thank you, sir. Let us begin this wonderful evening by invoking the blessings of Almighty. As we gather here today, on this auspicious occasion, we are honored to partake in a time-bound tradition that symbolizes the illumination of knowledge, wisdom, and the pursuit of excellence. The lighting of lamp holds a profound significance, transcending cultural boundaries and serving as a light of inspiration for the journey ahead. May I request the dignitaries on the dais to light the lamp. I request Srimati Spandana. Guided by the light of knowledge and unity. Thank you all.
As we commence the significant function, we take a moment to invite the sublime power of prayer to enrich our spirits and let the tone for the proceedings. Prayer invigorates us and guides our thoughts and actions towards harmony and goodwill. Today, we are privileged to open our hearts and minds with an invocation song, a sweet melody that resonates with the harmony of our shared aspirations to seek the blessings of the divine entity. I call Srimati Shakila, instructor, to render the invocation song. Request the gathering to please rise for the invocation.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्राविता या वीणवरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्मोचितशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः वन्दिता सिद्धगन्धर्वै अर्चिता सुरदान्यवै पूजिता मुनिभे सर्वै ऋषिभेस्तु यते सदा स्तोत्रेण निनतां देवी जगद्धात्रीं सरस्वती ये स्मरन्ति ति सन्ध्यायां सर्वा विद्या लभन्ति ते ये स्मरन्ति ति सन्ध्यायां सर्वां विद्यां लभन्ति ते सर्वां विद्यां लभन्ति ते सर्वां विद्यां लभन्ति ते. Thank you, sir.
Let us progress to the interesting journey ahead, the pinnacle of our esteemed program. We shall start today's proceedings with the welcome address and annual report giving insights into the achievements, challenges, and strategic initiatives that have defined our institute's journey over the past year. May I request our Director General, Shri Sharat Kumar Srivatsava, to present the welcome address, the highlights and accomplishments encapsulated in the annual report. Sir, please.
Good afternoon. On behalf of IRISET, I warmly welcome all distinguished guests from the Railway Board, Zonal Railways, trainees, awardees, members of IRISET family, representatives of recognized labor unions, the press, electronic media, and members of IRISET Women Welfare Organization. I would like to extend my sincere greetings to Dr. Radhakrishna Ganti, Professor Electrical Department, IIT Madras, Shri Arun Kumar Jain, General Manager, South Central Railway, Srimati Vijaya Lakshmi Kaushik, Additional Member Signal Railway Board, Shri Samir Dikshit, Additional Member Telecom Railway Board, and all my retired CSTs who mentored us to bring this institute of paramount importance. IRISET is one of the premier centralized training institute of Indian Railways, established in 1957 with the aim of providing specialized training in signaling and telecommunication to S&T officers and supervisors. Over the years, the institute has continually evolved, meeting the demands of new technologies and contributing significantly to the development of skills and knowledge with Indian Railways. It is my privilege to present annual report for the institute covering the period from November 2023 to October 2024. During this period, the institute conducted 221 training courses, training a total of 5,195 trainees and achieving a productivity of 74,800 training days. Compared to previous year, this represents an 8% increase in number of trainees and 7.6% increase in training days. It is a matter of pride that our institute was accredited an excellent Utkrisht Training Institute by Capacity Building Commission of the Department of Personnel and Training on April 4, 2024. This recognition is significant achievement and brings with greater responsibility for future performance. A major focus of the institute has been training on Kavach, the National Automatic Train Protection System. This year, the institute expanded its training offerings to include new groups of trainees such as supervisors from electrical loco sheds and officers from mechanical department alongside usual trainees from S&T, traffic and electrical departments. To promote adoption of Kavach within the private sector and public sector undertakings, the institute conducted a national webinar on June 12, 2024 to present details about the training content, fee structure and course schedules. To date, 372 personnel from industry and PSUs have received training on Kavach and other modern signaling technology. In total, 45 Kavach-focused training programs have been held and 1,014 personnel have been trained during this year. In addition, IRISET has made significant strides in enhancing the technical capabilities of engineering students by introducing railway signaling and Kavach into their curriculum. The institute has signed MOUs with 3 engineering colleges, Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, Madan Mohan Malviya University of Technology, Gorakhpur, and MBM University of Jodhpur to offer open electives in railway signaling and Kavach as part of their BTech degrees. Furthermore, a faculty development program on these topics was conducted with 36 professors from 10 engineering colleges participating. The Center of Excellence has played a pivotal role in deployment of Kavach technology across Indian Railways. The COE has issued several advisories to zonal railways based on field trials and provided on-site training to grassroots level personnel. It has also developed a uniform braking algorithm to standardize and enhance braking performance and accelerate implementation across OEMs. Moreover, the Center of Excellence has contributed to the creation of training models for chief loco inspectors, S&T technicians, and traffic department supervisors on Kavach. The institute conducted a specialized workshop on fast-tracking Kavach implementation for SAG, HAG officers of S&T department. Additionally, we organized a workshop on Kavach technology for commissioners of railway safety and chief loco engineers. We have tailored a course for SAG officers, including CSEs and CST projects, to deepen their knowledge on Kavach technology and its implementation at the senior officer level. In a significant development this year, Railway Board entrusted IRISET with the responsibility of training chief loco inspectors on signaling and Kavach. A training on signaling was previously held at IRIN Nasik. The response from CLIs has been overwhelming, with the institute successfully conducting 11 special training programs engaging 877 CLIs in total. The flagship program of the institute include training on modern signaling and telecommunication technologies, which are essential for upgrading the skills of S&T professionals and accelerating the adoption of these technologies. Key courses held include those on maintenance and troubleshooting of electronic interlocking, design modifications for electronic interlocking, and automatic block signaling, open source asterisk-based UIP exchanges, LTE, IP MPLS technologies, and more. This year, several new training initiatives were introduced. These includes practical training for BTech students from Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya on S&T technology, an appreciation course for civil engineering executives of DFCCIL, a customized course on interlocking and design principles for RVNL engineers, and introductory course for newly appointed executives from RCIL and RVNL. The institute has also organized a 2-week training program on asset maintenance, technology, and reliability for IRMS professionals from Civil Service Exam 2022 batch. The professionals had a unique opportunity to interact with senior leadership, including General Manager, CRS, Principal Head of Departments, and DRMs during this program. To enhance the training experience, the IP MPLS laboratory was upgraded with 30 advanced PCs, software simulators, and 4 sets of level switching routers and level edge routers, improving exposure to IP MPLS technology. Additionally, a new LT laboratory was also established with eNode B emulators, servers, clients, and various tools. The institute has signed an MOU with CDOT for installation of EPC for the LTE test bed for further expansion of training capabilities. In collaboration with IIT Madras, the Center of Excellence has set up a 5G test bed under an MOU. This test bed includes 5G core, 3G Node B, and a RAN emulator, creating an ecosystem for 5G training and exploring railway-specific use cases. The institute also commissioned a new asterisk-based UIP exchange, replacing the old telephone exchange, to enhance the training on UIP technology. Furthermore, electronic interlocking lab was expanded with 10 new FAT setup arrangements and upgraded with thick web switches, point machines with modified ground connections, and RD PMS systems in outdoor signaling laboratory to enhance the practical learning experience. This year, Institute revised its training module for refresher signal and refresher telecom courses and updated 15 technical notes to stay aligned with the latest advancement. A key focus of the institute is improving the skills of its faculty members. To this end, 28 faculty members underwent various faculty development programs during the year. IRISET has also pioneered the introduction of virtual classes in collaboration with zonal S&T training institutes. These weekly sessions focus on important topics for the trainers and the technicians. In addition, the institute has hosted 13 webinars featuring subject experts, industry leaders, and pioneers from zonal railways, focusing on deployment of modern technology for the benefit of S&T professionals. A new hostel with 52 rooms has also become operational during this year, providing better accommodation to facilities to our trainees. The institute continues to celebrate national days with active participation from trainees and staff. We regularly organize sports and cultural events to promote the overall development of trainees. On this auspicious occasion, IRISET reaffirms its commitment to continuously improve its training program for railway officers and supervisors. We are determined to bridge the skill gap at this critical juncture where Indian Railways is embracing major technological advancement and relying on S&T engineers to enhance safety and line capacity. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Railway Board and its guidance on all training matters. My sincere thanks goes to General Manager South Central Railway and his entire team for their continuous support to the institute. Once again, I extend warm welcome to all of you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. Now coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to pay attention to our renowned and eminent keynote speaker, Dr. Radhakrishna Ganti, Professor Electrical Engineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. Before we hear from him, I would like to give a brief about the speaker. Dr. Radhakrishna Ganti is a professor at the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. He pursued his BTech and MTech in Electrical Engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, and a Master's in Applied Mathematics and a PhD in Electrical Engineering from the University of Notre Dame, USA in 2009. His research interests include digital communications, convex optimization, cellular systems, and building communication systems. He is a pioneer in the development of 5G radio systems at IIT Madras, and his team is currently designing 6G technologies. He spearheaded the development of rural use cases for the International Telecom Union to provide modern telecom access and connectivity to remote and rural areas. He received Stephen O. Rice, Leonardo G. Abraham Prizes, and Communication Society Young Author Best Paper Award from IEEE during 2014 and 15. He was also awarded the Institute Research and Development Award by IIT Madras. In 2019, he was awarded the Telecommunications Standard Development Society India Fellow for Technical Excellence in Standardization Activities and Contribution to Low Mobility Large Cell Use Case in International Telecommunication Union. His contributions to develop indigenous modern telecom technologies are widely appreciated. He was awarded the Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar, Vigyan Yuva Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award for the year 2024 from the President of India for his outstanding work in the engineering services. It is a pleasure to have you here with us today, sir. May I request you to please deliver the keynote address?
The dignitaries on the dais, the dignitaries in the audience, faculty members at IRISET, the trainees, and others, a warm good evening. Thank you for having me here. It's always a pleasure to talk to people who are working on research, education, and I think this is a perfect gathering and evening for this. So my background is in wireless communications. So I design radios, I design 5G systems. So I was wondering what is the connection between me and railways. It turns out, it may sound cliche, but we all do this to connect people. Finally, railways move people, we connect people in a wireless manner. That's the only difference, but the final goal is that. So I was, prior to, about 3 years back, I started working with railways on understanding what are the complexities of signaling in railways. Until then, I was, the only thing that I'm aware of railways is the bogies, the locomotive engines and the TT, and the railway station. I mean, a lot of people like me do not understand what is the complexity of the system that actually drives the safety and moves people from one point to another. It's just mind-boggling. The amount of technology that is used in railways in various fields is just amazing. I think that's what I was discussing with one of your colleagues, that people from various engineering colleges should be brought here. They should be made to understand the complexity of the technology that goes in railways. Okay? So, as a wireless engineer, I have been involved in standardization. I have been involved in, of course, teaching standardization and also building products. So one of the things that's very, very dear to me is indigenization efforts. I believe that, see, in India, we are at a stage where we have very, very deep understanding of technology. We have expertise in all these areas of communication, I'm pretty sure in signaling also, that we should develop our own technology. We should develop our own technology, we should build our own products. It's very important. So I want to give you a few examples of what we have done and what I have learned in this process. Maybe hopefully it will be useful to you also. So in the morning workshop, I was looking at this ETSA, I mean, European, so most of the things seem to be revolving around European standards and how they are getting adopted worldwide. It was the same, it is and it was the same even in telecommunications. Most of the standards were being developed by Europeans and of course all the other big developed nations of the world except India. So in 2015, around 2015, that's when 5G was getting developed. We get an email from ITU saying that what are the requirements of India? A very innocuous email saying what are the requirements for India. We said fine, we were working with TSDSI. TSDSI is the Standards Development Organization body of India. So we said that, okay, fine, one of the main problems in India is coverage. This is something that all of you know. I mean, in the morning workshop also there was a lot of talk about things not being covered. So we said, okay, India coverage is one of the most important requirement and without it nothing works. Specifically rural coverage. Urban areas it's pretty well covered. I mean, we have a lot of base stations and other things. So we said we want coverage in rural areas. So what do we require? So it has to, so India is a very price sensitive market. It's a very, very price sensitive market. I mean, you can understand our cell phone charges are one of the lowest in the world. I mean, actually the rock bottom lowest in the world. So whatever we do, we should be conscious of this, and it cannot be that you deploy some 10,000 base stations and for a couple of villages and say that we are covered. That's not the way things work. So we said that gram panchayats all have an NFC laid. Fiber cable laid. So we said we'll put a base station at the gram panchayat and then we'll want to cover all the neighboring villages. So this was a very simple idea, very, very simple idea that made sense to us. So we go to these international forums, ITU, in this specific case ITU, and we proposed this to the people saying that, hey, this is the requirement for India. It turns out till the point we went there, rural broadband coverage was not even in the radar of ITU. So rural coverage, people were talking about rural in ITU. What we realized was that it was for the Western world where people move in high-speed cars on interstates and they want to just get connected. It was never about rural broadband connectivity. So the moment we went there and we said that we want this, there was absolute opposition from everyone across the spectrum. So across countries objected us, companies objected us. I mean, we were just flabbergasted. We didn't know what to do. Why was it? So it took us about 3 years of effort, 3 years of cooperation from government, industry, Indian industry, academia, and then to actually push this basic idea as a requirement for 5G. Okay, so the number of people, so we had to do a lot of drive tests, so propagation models, we had to do so many things to get this. The reason I am saying this is, so after we finished this, after this became part of International Telecom Union requirement, everyone started talking about this. Okay, everyone started talking about this, and there was this whole idea that, oh, rural coverage is very, very important. Of course, rural coverage is important. There's the same problem in US, same problem in Australia. You look at it, rural coverage is important. But why were people not looking at it? One, business case. Okay, finally, it always boils down to money. Okay, but that's the hard and harsh reality of life. I mean, you are seniors, you know this much better than me. But unfortunately, this is the way. But the moment we got into this, we came into the radar, India came into the radar of International Telecom Union and standardization. Up to that point, until we pushed this, people were not taking us seriously. They were thinking that, okay, India comes, it just signs things and just goes away. The moment we pushed it at the very highest levels of the Indian government, and they pushed it at ITU, so a lot of these things happened. They started understanding that we are no longer mere spectators, we are no longer just consumers of technology. Okay? So it's not at all good that we just say that we're happy with 5G, we buy technology, we just buy it and put it and say, oh, we have 5G. That does not give anything to us. It's just saying that we are using 5G. We are a country of 1.4 billion people. We should be able to do things on our own. So today morning, I was just surprised that a lot of development in railways happens in-house. Kavach being the prime example of this. So what does this give us? We could have just bought safety systems from the US or safety systems from the others. It's not that I'm not saying that whatever others are doing is wrong. We should learn from them. We should understand what are our requirements, try to change those and use those products. Okay, so this has two effects. So what was the thing that came out of all our fight? There's another thing that I didn't tell you. So all of you know about only 5G standard. There was a standard called 5GI. Most of you don't know about this. So after we finished the our ITU fight, we had our own technology to improve coverage. So we went to 3GPP and said, please put this as a part of specification. 3GPP, for a lot of reasons, refused to do this. So what happened was, at that point, a decision was made that we would take 3GPP standard, make modifications to it, and call 5GI standard. 5GI stands for improved. It can also stand for India, but it's 5G improved. So essentially, after we did this, we got it, after a fight of another 4 years, we got it ratified in ITU as an IMT 2030 standard. So when at IMT 2020 standard, so in 2020, there were only two technologies which were stamped by ITU as a 5G technology. One was the 5G from 3GPP, and one was the 5GI from our country. So this was a very, 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 very big achievement in the sense that even 3GPP started taking cognizance of us. So earlier, when we used to go to 3GPP meetings, people used to say, oh, he's coming from academic institution. But now when we go and present our ideas, they take us seriously. Our voice is being heard. This is what I want to convey to the senior people here and the trainees here, that take standardization very, very seriously. It's a very, very important step in making products that can be used across the world. One, either we develop our own products, develop standards across it and push it globally. That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is go to global standards, influence them, because we have a large market. Our railways is one of the biggest in the world. I think the amount of money that we put in railways is just mind-boggling. Go there, influence it, and use that here. This way, Indian companies also would benefit from this scale of operation. It's very, very important. So, okay, I think I have another 5 more minutes. So after we did all this, then we realized that there are no companies in India who build 5G products. Okay? So this is a sad truth. This is a sad truth. Of course, now it's changing. I'm going to tell you that. So that is when we said, as an academic institution, I have no reason in building large-scale systems. I'm an educator. I teach classes like all of you. My job is to teach and encourage students to build stuff. But it turned out that we had to build the entire end-to-end 5G system. Of course, with a lot of support from the government. The government support was just unimaginable. I mean, I'm very, very grateful to it. So when we built this, what we realized is, I understood that only when we build stuff, we realize the complexity of systems. Always, I can be a mute spectator. I can come and evaluate your system and poke 1,000 holes at it. It's very, very easy. It's very easy to say, oh, this failed. But only when you get into that, you start understanding the depth of knowledge that's required. The depth of knowledge that is required to build systems that do not fail. Just unimaginable amount of effort has to go into this. So I believe that, I'm seeing a lot of labs here at IRISET, 4G lab, a 5G lab, and signaling lab. I mean, you are very, very fortunate. I mean, to the students and the trainees here, you're very, very fortunate to have labs like this, which almost closely take you to what is reality. I mean, I don't think just reading from a book would ever give you this kind of exposure on what a signaling is. Only when I went and walked around the tracks and looked at signaling point boxes and other things, I understood what relays were and what it takes to control one of those without failing. I mean, failure is not an option here. Okay, and our progress in railways has been amazing. Kavach, Vande Bharat, just great examples. I mean, I have been in Europe. I have traveled quite a bit. I mean, looking at Vande Bharat train is just, it's as good or better than so many things. Of course, I get Indian food in a Vande Bharat train, which I couldn't get. I mean, in a European train, I just have to move on an empty stomach from one point to another. It's just amazing at how we are innovating in railways. So the idea is that we should solve our own problems. We have to identify what our problems are, and we have to come together to solve this problem. One thing that I see across, I mean, this is not only specific for railways, or we are all we don't work together. Okay? So there are academic institutions which are aloof. Railways is doing their work. There are people in material sciences. There are other organizations who are trying to solve similar problems like what you are solving. Okay, of course, they're not the same. If they're the same, there's no point. They're similar. We should try to all get together, understand what these issues are, and try to come up with solutions. Okay, working together, I think now the problems have reached a scale where working individually would not lead to any results. I think working together is very, very important. I think that is what we should foster. I mean, given that the trainees, I mean, these are the people who are going to, in the next decade, going to hold important positions, going to look at these problems. I strongly, strongly encourage you to look at these problems in a in a wholesome manner. Involve people. There's nothing wrong in involving people. Get as many people as onto the board, and let's achieve those things. So one more thing on training and education. So now, I mean, unlike, I was talking in the lunch, I was just thinking about it. So earlier, we want to get something, we just have to go to the library. That's the only option. Either you go to the library or you ask your professor. If he understands that, he can tell you. Otherwise, it's just a lost cause. Now we have so many resources. I think. I mean, for example, of course, you cannot finish a speech without talking about artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, you have Google kind of a thing. I mean, mobiles. So education is changing. Education is changing. The way we are going to do training is also changing. This is not something that's unique for IRISET. This is the same with us at IITs also. We are trying to understand how do we train the next generation of engineers? How do we do this very efficiently without boring them? Okay, what do you say? The requirements and the what students want has changed drastically over the last 10 years itself. I could see that. So when I joined IIT, I used to give recommendation letters to 40 people, 50 students who used to go abroad for further studies or do something else. Nowadays, I hardly give even one recommendation letter. I was just wondering what all these people going out of IITs are doing now. They're actually doing a lot of startups. Okay, so the startup culture has is just blowing up. And I think it's good. Of course, all of them will not succeed, but even a few of them succeed would lead to a great, would just make India so strong. I think railways also should bet on startups. It's very, very important that we get startups into our fold in discussion of these problems, give them opportunities. It's not like, I don't say that we have to replace the entire, we have to entirely depend on startups, but even giving them 10% market access in a thing like railways, just boost their confidence and that they would just shoot up. So, I think it's a great honor to be here. It's amazing to talk to all of you, experts in this area of railways. And I really hope that I can collaborate with all of you and do some meaningful contribution to this. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you very much, sir, for the insightful and knowledge-filled keynote speech. It gives me great pleasure to say a few words about Shri Samir Dikshit, Additional Member Telecom Railway Board and Guest of Honor of today's function. Shri Samir Dikshit is an officer of Indian Railway Service of Signal Engineers belonging to 1986 batch. He commenced his career from Eastern Railway and held important positions on Railway Board, Eastern, Northern and Northeastern Railways. He served as Principal Chief Signal and Telecom Engineer of Northeast Frontier and Northwestern Railways. During his tenure at Northeast Frontier Railway, he was instrumental in the introduction of real-time predictive maintenance of assets through the adoption of the latest analytical tools. He guided the implementation of IP/MPLS technologies and setting up of intrusion detection systems for wildlife protection. His contributions to improve the reliability of S&T assets and commissioning of infrastructure works in record time are appreciated at the highest level. As team head Railtel UP, he adopted innovative marketing strategies and developed new and value-added services leading to manifold increase in revenue. He was instrumental in commissioning 1,000 kilometers of optic fiber cable line. He is also responsible for developing metrics for rationalizing manpower in railways. Shri Samir Dikshit assumed charge as Additional Member Telecom Railway Board in June 2024. We are indeed pleased to have you with us this evening, sir. I request you to please address on this occasion.
Good evening, distinguished members of Railway Fraternity sitting on the dais, distinguished faculty members, all PCSTs, trainees. It's indeed an honor and a privilege that I have been given an opportunity to share some of my views. Railway is a huge organization, and with the vastness of the organization and enabling culture in railways, you can make tremendous improvements, innovations, development. There is no dearth of area of work. There are umpteen number of problem statements where you can contribute. So it is very important that the youngsters who are joining us or they are part of the team, they should not take the things as they are. They should take all problems as a problem statement and work out innovative solutions for mitigating them. Every solution does not require expenditure of money. It only requires application of mind and finding a new way of doing it. When I was in Railway Board, I was also looking after the innovations. During that, I will openly share that very few innovations were coming from S&T. Most of the innovations were from mechanical department. Whatever little bit they had done, they were sharing it. In S&T, very few innovations came. So I would like to say that now we have to change our mind has to become more open, more innovations have to be tried. My earlier speaker is a eminent personality in communication. So, some very important issues I would like to flag to all of you, especially in communication, where we can contribute immensely. First of all, the number of services or the expectation from telecom has increased manifold. The reliability, the possibilities, the way they can give solution has changed manifold. So now, whatever system, whatever equipment we are putting in our network or system should be monitored. It is very important aspect. We cannot leave anything to fail, and when the services are affected, then somebody comes and tells the services are affected and then we attend it. This culture has to go. We have to be preemptive, and we have to design inherent redundancies in the system, that when one fails, the other takes over. Discussing on many of these topics, especially with my learned PCSTs, I have planned for a TCSC soon, where I have circulated, the RDSO has circulated many of the issues where we want your inputs. So innovation, once again I would say, has to be in the forefront. We need not continue the way we were doing a thing, we have to change. And for change, you have to think sometimes there may be wild suggestions, but something may work out of it. There is one suggestion which was given to me by my people when I was in NF Railway, that why should we have copper in telecom, in signal? Why should we not have systems based entirely on OFC? Because OFC is less prone to intrusion, it gives us facility of management. So we decided systematically working on all systems and trying to find out solution how we can move from copper to OFC. OFC is the magical thing of this generation. I remember when I was starting my career as AST, we had to commission a point-to-point radio link from Mughal Sarai, erstwhile Mughal Sarai, now Deen Dayal Upadhyay Nagar, to Pradhan Khanta. 70 stations, point-to-point radio hub was connected. The entire communication, entire block working, everything was on that. So at that time OFC was not available. Had the OFC come, the solution would have been very easy. Commissioning that link was a tough task, because you cannot expect the functionality of a chain from point-to-point radio. We found after 7 or 8 hops, the transfer function would shift and jitter would make the thing unusable. Then we had to drop down every channel at analog level, regenerate it and then move it ahead. So we had to come out with a lot of problems. I would say that when our earlier senior people could come out and devise solutions when there was none available, then today we have a lot of options available, we can use it. Apart from going in telecom, there is very important aspect that we have to upgrade our skills. My interest is, most of us are in government service for a fixed tenure or a fixed period. We have to enhance our values by acquiring skill, knowledge, whatever we can, so that when we leave railway, our market value is much more than what we get in railways. This is an open thought. I hope many of you will think and come out with suggestions. What we can do now that can achieve it. Apart from this, we have a large number of staff, and many are very, very talented. They come out with innovative solutions. Sometimes we do not understand the importance of those solutions, but we have to give an enabling environment that they all put across their ideas, their views, their implementations, and we guide them how to correct it and how to apply it. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the thought-provoking insights. Moving ahead, I take the pleasure to share a few lines about the next speaker and our guest of honor, Srimati Vijay Lakshmi Kaushik, Additional Member, Signal Railway Board. Srimati Vijay Lakshmi Kaushik is an officer of the Indian Railway Services of Signal Engineers belonging to 1987 batch. She has been part and parcel of the transformation journey of Indian Railways. She has worked efficiently and effectively in various capacities in construction, open line, and on deputation to Railtel. She has held various significant posts like Executive Director Safety, Railway Board, Chief Signal and Telecom Communication Engineer Projects on Northwestern Railway and Northern Railway, Divisional Railway Manager, Lucknow Division, Northeastern Railway, Principal Executive Director, Northern Region, Railtel Corporation of India Limited, and General Manager S&T in CRIS. On Northern Railway, she was involved in commissioning of various signaling, telecom, and passenger reservation system and unreserved ticketing system projects, and was part of the team that commissioned Delhi main RRI, which was recorded in Guinness Book of World Records as the largest RRI in the world. As ED Safety Railway Board, she was instrumental in conceptualization, successful execution, and implementation of the online portal Safety Information Management System and setting up of Disaster Management Control Center in Railway Board. In CRIS, she initiated the pilot project of Signal Maintenance Management System. During her tenure as DRM Lucknow, she achieved completion of gauge conversion works on the 250 kilometers and opening of 190 kilometer of section to the public, apart from completion of numerous passenger amenity works. As PED Northern Region Railtel, she was involved in commissioning of tunnel communication works in Udhampur, Srinagar, Baramulla Rail Link section of Northern Railway, and also steered the region to achieve an increase of revenue by 65% during her tenure. Srimati Vijay Lakshmi Kaushik took charge as Additional Member Signal Railway Board in October 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Srimati Vijay Lakshmi Kaushik, our guest of honor.
Respected Dr. Radhakrishna Ganti, Professor IIT Madras, Shri Arun Kumar Jain, General Manager South Central Railway, Shri Sharat Kumar Srivastav, Director General IRISET, Shri Samir Dikshit, Additional Member Telecom Railway Board, PCSTs of Zonal Railways, officers from various units of railways, respected retired officers, trainees, faculty, representatives of recognized unions, print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. It is a matter of great honor for me to be a part of 67th Annual Day of IRISET today. I stand here in all humility with gratitude in my heart, having started my journey with railways more than 35 years ago from this very institute, which introduced me to this wonderful organization called Indian Railways. At the outset, I would like to congratulate all the award winners for their outstanding performance in their respective training courses. Over the years, Indian Railways have come a long way. With the ingress of technology Indian Railways has been able to sustain the growing pressure of more and more trains being run on the railways network. Especially in signaling and telecommunication, a series of initiatives have been contemplated by IR to bring strategic shift in railways operations, passenger safety, and security, improving throughput and enhancing customer satisfaction. Signaling plays a key role in providing safety in train operations and giving solutions for enhancing line capacity. Some of the key initiatives in order to modernize railway signaling are provision of electronic interlocking, indigenously developed Kavach, which has been declared as the national ATP system, automatic signaling, centralized train control, block proving by axle counter, just to name a few. Few years back, we were doing 50 to 100 electronic interlockings in a year, only 100 route kilometer of automatic signaling. In the last 2 financial years, we did a record 500 plus electronic interlocking and more than 500 route kilometer of automatic signaling. This year in automatic block signaling, we have already crossed 600 route kilometer. However, a lot more is still to be done. Safety in train operation remains the topmost priority in our working. Safe working habits and necessity to follow the requisite protocols need to be inculcated in the officers and supervisors from the initial stages of their service. IRISET plays a very crucial role in this. IRISET has done a commendable job in this year to conduct numerous training programs for not only S&T department, but other departments as well. In order to release the pressure of our grassroots staff doing maintenance, recently the concept of rolling block has been introduced. We must take this opportunity and utilize the blocks efficiently in coordination with all the other stakeholder departments. IRISET should also make rolling block concept as a part of their curriculum. With the advancement of technology in signaling and telecommunication, the dependency on the equipment manufacturers for the upkeep of the systems and modifications during the service time is very high at present. This dependency on OEMs needs to be brought down gradually to bring self-sufficiency in maintaining the equipment. It is heartening to note that IRISET has conducted good number of courses on the maintenance practices, troubleshooting of design modifications of electronic equipment of different manufacturers available on IR during the year. It is the need of the hour to scale up these initiatives to cover larger population of S&T workforce, including outside agencies, to build capacity for the organization. Improving the section speeds on identified routes and creation of infrastructure to ease out the bottlenecks are priority areas for us. Government of India is mobilizing financial resources in unprecedented manner to create infrastructure to ease out the bottlenecks in train operations. S&T planned budget, which used to be around 1,000 crores in 2016-17, has been enhanced to 4,647 crores in the current financial year. We must rise up to the occasion and ensure proper utilization of these funds. The inputs required from signaling and telecommunication department and strategies to execute the associated works at a faster pace, from utility shifting to testing and commissioning, should form part of the training curriculum. Finalization of signal interlocking plans and logic circuit diagrams is often a critical area. Equipping skills to improve the individual's contribution in each of these stages of approval of documents and execution of work is vital activity during the training, which will help to improve the productivity of the organization. With the establishment of Center of Excellence for Kavach at IRISET, the expectation levels are high for the institute to partner with RDSO, equipment manufacturers, and zonal railways to improve the specifications of the system, reliability, and acceptability among the users. The interaction should be continuous and qualitative with an aim to deploy the technology at a faster pace. In the end, I would like to emphasize that we must create an environment where the trainees embrace safety as an attitude, a characteristic that stays with them in all spheres of life, be it personal or professional. I convey my best wishes to IRISET to reach higher levels of excellence in the pursuit of learning in the days ahead. My best wishes also go out to all those present here on this wonderful evening. Thank you all very much for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this moment. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Madam, for the enlightening speech. Today's function is presided over by Shri Arun Kumar Jain, General Manager, South Central Railway. Shri Arun Kumar Jain holds a bachelor's degree in electronics engineering from Gorakhpur and a master's degree in computer engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur. He belongs to the 1986 batch of Indian Railways Service of Signal Engineers. Over 3 decades of service, he held several important assignments on Central, North Central and South Central Railways and Railtel Corporation of India Limited. While working in the Research, Designs and Standards Organization, he was responsible for developing modern technology systems. On South Central Railway, he has worked as Principal Chief Signal and Telecom Engineer and Divisional Railway Manager of Hyderabad Division. During his tenure as DRM, he was instrumental in augmenting passenger facilities at several stations, and the division obtained 4 performance efficiency shields in various spheres, including safety, security, and transformation. Shri Arun Kumar Jain has been closely associated with innovative developments such as setting up Center of Excellence for Data Analytics and running Bharat Gaurav tourist train. Under his leadership as General Manager, South Central Railway scaled new heights in freight loading of 141.12 million tons and commissioning of a new line, gauge conversion and multi-tracking infrastructure works of 418 kilometers in the year 2023-24. These are the best records in the history of South Central Railway. Shri Arun Kumar Jain assumed charge as General Manager, South Central Railway in November 2022. It is a pleasure to have you with us today, sir. I request you to please address on this occasion.
Good evening, everyone here. My friend since engineering college times, Shri Sharat Kumar Srivastav, DG IRISET. Dr. Radha Krishna Ganti, Professor, IIT Madras. Srimati Vijayalakshmi Kaushik, Additional Member, Signal Railway Board. Shri Samir Dikshit, Additional Member, Telecom Railway Board. Respected retired officers, PCSTs of Zonal Railways, officers from Railway Board, RDSO, Zonal Railways, PSUs, trainees, faculty, press and media, IRISET, WWO, ladies and gentlemen, and I can see some children also. A very good evening to you all. It's an honor and privilege to be here to celebrate the 67th Annual Day celebrations of this prestigious institute. I owe to this institute because I joined railway starting from this institute 36 years back. On this occasion, let us acknowledge the contribution of the visionaries who established this institution and the dedicated individuals who have contributed to its growth and success. Since its inception, IRISET has been doing great service to the railways and in turn to the nation by imparting regular training to the officers and supervisors. The importance of the IRISET is growing bigger day by day as we are inducting new technologies in S&T. I take this opportunity to congratulate all the award winners for their outstanding performance. It goes without saying that safety in train operation is of paramount importance. And this also goes without saying that S&T department plays a very vital role in ensuring safety and improving mobility in train operation. Reliability of signaling and telecommunication gears is directly related to the safety. I am happy that large number of modern technologies has been introduced in our system for safer, efficient and reliable working. But on the other hand, it throws a challenge of their maintenance. This is where training institute like IRISET has to take lead in acquiring necessary skills on the latest developments and impart training to grassroots personnel. We need to review the current syllabus to weed out outdated topics and include latest relevant topics. The training on modern technology is essential to proliferate safety systems like Kavach, National ATP on large scale on Indian Railway network. Multiplicity of technologies and educational qualifications of the grassroots workers pose challenges in the learning process. My colleagues from Railway Board are here. I'll request them to kindly review the minimum educational qualification of the staff being inducted in SNT. We need to enhance it so that they can easily handle and smoothly handle the today's modern day technology equipments. Considering the present day scenario where we have shortage of staff, and to remain financially viable, we cannot increase the staff strength. Therefore, we need to look for the technologies like fit and forget technologies requiring least maintenance. The maintenance practices also need to be changed from schedule-based maintenance to predictive maintenance. Multi-skilling of technicians and supervisors should be given adequate importance to improve the productivity of our workforce. The initiatives of training institutes are expected to result in achieving self-reliance in adoption, maintenance, and modification of new technologies suitable to our needs. Something from an outsider looking at the department, what is the requirement an outsider is having from the S&T department that I would like to bring out in a few points. As you know, as AM Signal has recently told that there is a thrust on capacity enhancement works. A lot of money is coming for creating infrastructure, including S&T. So this capacity enhancement works are in the form of multi-tracking, gauge conversion, electrification, and traffic facility works. All these works require modification or introduction of signaling and telecommunication works. These works are the need of the hour to ease out our congestion on the dense networks and to improve the mobility of trains to achieve higher speeds of mail express trains and higher modal share of freight transportation. What I have experienced is that S&T works are often the critical activities in completing these infrastructure projects. Design of table of control, circuits, FAT, SAT takes a lot of time. There is a need to come up with automated tools to carry out design and testing activities in a jiffy. There has been talk for the last so many years that based on SIP, TOC can be generated, based on TOC, circuit can be generated, but it has not been proliferated to a large extent. IRISET may like to lay foundation for suitable platform to liaison with industry experts and zonal railways to fill up the gap in competency level of field personnel and also in coming up with automated tools. This is the age of large number of IT initiatives on Indian Railways to improve the working environment, to improve productivity and bring in transparency and accountability. In the similar fashion, use of AI, data analytics, IT tools and automation should be explored to improve the asset utilization. S&T engineers may explore possibilities in this area. It is learned that IRISET has done good work in the current year by conducting training programs on modern technology systems by improving its capacity through optimum resource utilization. South Central Railway is also a beneficiary of these efforts along with other zonal railways. South Central Railway is a proud partner of IRISET in completing all important tasks assigned to them in delivery of quality training to the railway personnel. On behalf of Railway, I would like to assure you that SCR would extend all assistance to strengthen IRISET in future. I congratulate all the award winners for their outstanding performance. My best wishes to all the trainees, faculty and staff on this happy occasion. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiration and insights. We will now have the release of Gyandeep. IRISET has a tradition of releasing a technical magazine, Gyandeep, since 2012. This magazine has a collection of technical articles which are relevant to today's modern signaling and telecommunication systems. I request Shri Arun Kumar Jain, General Manager, South Central Railway, to please release the magazine Gnandeep. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to please join. Thank you, sir, for releasing the magazine.
We shall now have the distribution of awards to the trainees for their academic excellence during the year 2023-24. There are two categories of academic awards. The first category, IRISET academic awards are given to the trainees securing the top position in the institutional exams in each batch of courses in the year reckoned from previous annual day to the present annual day. These awards carry a gold-coated silver medal and a certificate of appreciation.
Second being Sri S.A. Srinivasan Award, which is given in memory of the great visionary founder principal of this institute, late Sri S.A. Srinivasan, to the meritorious apprentice JEs and SSCs Signal and Telecom of the initial training course with a cash prize of rupees 1,000 each.
I request Shri Arun Kumar Jain, General Manager, South Central Railway, to please present the academic awards to the meritorious trainees. May I request the other dignitaries on the dais also to join the awards distribution.
Please put your hands together to welcome all the award winners. To start with, I call Ms. Abha Minch. Ms. Abha Minch, ADST Ranchi Division, Southeastern Railway, has secured first position in the batch with 84.57 in the integration course for Group B officers, Telecom to Signal, Shri Rakesh Singh, ADST Jodhpur Division, Northwestern Railway, who secured first position in the integration course for Group E officer Signal to Telecom, and Ms. Meenakshi Joshi, JE Design, Ratlam Division, Western Railway, who secured first position in the initial course for apprentice JE bar SSC Design, could not turn up for the function. Their awards will be sent to the respective CSTs to present them. We shall now honor the guests and the dignitaries on the dais with the presentation of mementos as mark of remembrance on this occasion. I request our Director General, sir, to please present mementos to Shri Arun Kumar Jain, General Manager, South Central Railway. So to Dr. Radha Krishna Ganti, Professor, IIT Madras. Sir, to Srimati Vijayalakshmi Kaushik, Additional Member, Signal, Railway Board. Sir, to Sri Samir Dikshit, Additional Member, Telecom, Railway Board. Thank you, sir. We will now move to the conclusion of the function. I invite Shri Gaurav Govil, Dean IRISET, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to propose vote of thanks on this occasion of 67th Annual Day of IRISET. On behalf of IRISET and its fraternity, I extend my heartfelt vote of thanks to all the guests present on this occasion. I express my sincere thanks to Shri Arun Kumar Jain, General Manager, South Central Railway, for having accepted our invitation and presiding over today's function. Sir, I am sure with your continuous support and guidance, IRISET will acquire eminent position in the area of training for railway signaling and telecommunication. It is indeed a privilege to thank Dr. Radha Krishna Ganti, Professor Electrical Engineering, IIT Madras, and today's keynote speaker. Sir, we are all inspired by your motivational message on this occasion. I express my sincere gratitude to Srimati Vijayalakshmi Kaushik, Additional Member Signal, who has inspired all the SNT engineers and young members of SNT fraternity for having attended the celebrations. I thank you, ma'am, for all your valuable guidance and support. I express my sincere thanks to Shri Samir Dikshit, Additional Member Telecom Railway Board, for his gracious present and kind and inspiring words. I also express my sincere thanks to PCSTs and other senior officers from Zonal Railways and other railway organizations for gracing the occasion. I am thankful to all Zonal and Divisional Railway officers of South Central Railway for their esteemed presence in the function. My vote of thanks will not be complete unless I acknowledge the contribution of DRM Hyderabad and the DRM Secunderabad and their teams for continuous support in making arrangements for this function. My heartfelt thanks go to the retired officers, ex-faculty and staff of the Institute for gracing today's function with their presence. I am thankful to the representative of trade unions and associations for attending the event. My special thanks to the representative of the press and media for wide coverage of the event. I thank all the ladies and the members of women's organization for their graceful presence. I thank all officers, trainees and awardees for attending the function. Finally, I extend my thanks to one and all who have contributed directly or indirectly for the success of this function. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are grateful to all present here for being a part of this wonderful evening.
This is Madhavi
And Kamla, taking leave of you. May I request the dignitaries on the dais, distinguished guests and invitees to join for refreshments and tea in the enclosure towards my right.
Refreshments for PHODs and women's organization members will be served at the VIP sit-out area and for other officer invitees beside the sit-out area. I request all the trainees and staff to please be seated while I guide you through the respective counters. After a short break of 15 minutes, please join us for an enchanting evening filled with delightful program from our cultural team, ensuring a captivating experience to keep you throughout thoroughly enjoying and make a lasting impression in your hearts and minds.